Though he stepped away like when he got injured, so he didn't finish the season with us, but he came back this year to really give it his all. When he tried out, he made the varsity team this year without starting with JV, and I'm really proud of him for that because I know he played a little bit of volleyball, but he worked really hard to get better at it and really prove that he was ready for varsity. So he started the season really strong. Ethan, you might say that he's always late to school, or that he's stubborn, or maybe that he's quiet. But I've really gotten to know Ethan a lot this season, and what I have learned is that though he's stubborn and he's probably going to be late to school, what has impressed me most is that I learned that he's very dedicated, and if there's something that means a lot to him, like winning a being able to say that they won. He's going to do what he can to show up for his team, and I really saw that this year. And he works during the season as well. I owe him a lot for the amount of times he's called off on the same day to make it to games. And so I really know that he truly cares about being on the team and playing. I've also learned that he can be really patient. I know he's gotten frustrated sometimes, but I know this season he's really matured. And he's not perfect, but there's been times where he can get frustrated, but this season over his eyes. I don't think I really knew what your voice sounded like even until like last year. That's how quiet you were, and you know you were super quiet. But you're the kind of kid, Ethan, that is a prime example of a kid that's going to just put all the hard work in. He started off as JV his freshman year, and then sophomore year he started for varsity as one of our setters. And that just doesn't come by accident. Ephraim, just to give you an example, I'll always remember Ephraim in our practices when he was on JV or even on varsity when he wasn't playing. He was somewhere in the background playing, passing, getting reps with Gabe. And Gabe was always there passing with him for a long time. I think like Ephraim would walk out of practice sweating, like super sweating, because he just would not stop peppering as well. He's managed IB classes. He doesn't live the closest. And he's always there at practice. I never had to question his dedication. So he's a prime example of like growth. Jumping so quickly from JV to varsity, and also just showing like if you put hard work in, you can get what you want, or close to what you want. And then also just balancing student athlete. Ephraim is one of the top performers in his class, and I want all of our players, especially they know if they're coached by me, I want them to have good let's figure out, you know, how you can be captain. Told him some things to work on, since that was his goal, is to be more vocal, for people to see him as a leader. And he really took my advice, and at the beginning of the season I had the team vote for their captain, even though in the back of my mind I knew I wanted Ephraim and Julian. I always like the team to vote for their captain as well. I know Landon also has done IB classes, and recently I think is committed to Colgate, and I'm super proud of him for that. He's another example of a student or player that can balance. I think he works too. On some weekends or some days during the week, and he can balance work, he can balance IB classes. The one I'm going to talk about right now is Jimena, also known as Mena, is one of our managers this year. And honestly, she's kind of like everyone's older sister. And she is technically the oldest, and you can definitely tell. This year, though she's been playing varsity soccer, she's not always around, but when she's able to, she will definitely try her best to make every single game, or she's at the score table for as many games as she can. And that just shows like how dedicated she is regardless of what's going on. And it's so unique to see that from a manager. Like she's not playing on the court, but I know she really enjoys being around the teams. MHS students definitely comes up to mind as someone who's like gonna jump to help anybody. And she's really helped create such a strong culture with volleyball. I think everyone knows that if you think of Mena, I know they'll say probably cheerleading, or they'll say soccer, or they'll say lots of enrichments and clubs. And I know that she's really going to say volleyball for one of them. It's something that she really cares about. And I have always felt that way from you, Mena. And I'll also never forget the letter you wrote for me on my birthday. I still have it. So I'm going to miss you, Mena, and I just appreciate your support and your ride or die for our volleyball team. And I'm going to miss you, and hopefully we get another manager just as good as well.
This is every night. First thing I'm going to talk about is Angel Garcia. Angel Garcia has been in our program for all 4 years. And what I really appreciate about Angel is the fact that like two big things, wherever we needed him, Angel stepped up. His freshman year, Angel only played back row at the DS. The second year, he went to the outside. Then last year, we asked him to be a setter and step up in big games and be our starting setter because he was out. Or now this year, he went right side and switched halfway through until middle. And like he's always down for it. He's here for a good time. He wants to grow. He wants to learn. And I think that's another big reason that we also just appreciate his energy that he brought every single day. It didn't matter what he had going on, if he had a tough day at school, if he had other things going on outside of school. Like, Angel was just who he was. Authentic Angel every single day. He would bring in some corny jokes that we know we kind of question, but you know, he was him, and that's what I appreciate about him. He was never sorry for being who he was, and showing how much he cared. And I'm really gonna miss Angel, his goofiness, but then also just like his love and passion for his friends and for volleyball. Next senior that I'm talking about is Mr. Emmy himself. What I've appreciated from Emmy in the 4 years that he's been in our program is just a sense of calm that Emmy brings. Emmy, it could be the end of the world, and Emmy can just bring some calm in times where we really needed it as a team, or if I needed it after a long day of teaching and then coaching. Like, I just knew that I could rely on Emmy to bring that, not only that calm, but just that support for his teammates. He always had just the perfect thing to say to his teammates, to us, and I always just appreciated how much he was willing to be there for everyone. Whether it was a freshman, his senior year, like the freshmen look up to him because they just know that he's someone that they can rely on. Getting a full ride to Wash U is not something a lot of people are able to say they're able to accomplish, and I'm so excited for having him in his future. The next senior that I'm talking about is actually one of our managers, is Cassandra. Cassandra is a type of person you want to be your friend. She is always going to make sure that you are taken care of before herself. And I just always knew that like whenever I had a million things going on, I could rely on her and say, hey Sandra, I really need help with something right now. And she would drop everything that she was doing and help us out. Whether it was me with getting equipment before a game or something was missing in practice and I needed to find it, she would drop what she was doing and come help us. And that's something that like she didn't just do for us, but she does for every single person on this team. And just like every single one of her friends I know can say the exact same thing. She is willing to make sure that you are cared for, no matter what it could be. And she was honestly here later than the boys would be. Practice would end, and Cassandra was one of the last people to leave the gym. She would say, hey, Mr. Coach, do I need to put this away for you? I can take that, you don't have to worry about it. And that just speaks volume to her character. I will forever be appreciative and in her debt for the amount of help and support that she's given Mrs. Coach and I over the last 3 years being our manager, and during the girls' season being our manager and just enjoying that role. And so Cassandra, I'm so excited for what comes in your future. The last senior that I have the pleasure of talking about today is Brenda, or Brenda Nation. Brenda has been a manager for us for 3 years. I know she's been busy her senior year and she hasn't been able to be here as often as she would like. But whenever she has been here this year, her presence is felt. She brings so much joy into the room, and she is also someone who's going to make sure that the people around her are always taken care of. I also had the privilege of coaching Brenda for 3 years during the girls' season, so she wasn't a manager during the girls' season because she was actually playing. And seeing her growth, not only as a player, and being someone who, you know, maybe didn't see a lot of playing time to start, but by her senior year, she was a starter for just about every single game for us. And she stepped up when we needed it, when maybe someone wasn't stepping up. Brenda was the one that we knew, like, by the end of the year, we could rely on. The gym, hearing her laugh, hearing her talk, it's been really cool to see the perspective of being her coach, but then also her being our manager for us, and all the different things that she's willing to do. She also stepped in. She stopped being a manager for a little bit because soccer needed help with the goalie a couple years back. And like it just shows that like she's willing to do whatever. Her as well as all of our managers are in IB classes and they're taking these extremely difficult classes and they have these tests. But Brenda always just brings joy no matter what's going on. She has a smile on her face and she says, "What else do you need me to do, mister?" And I will forever be so appreciative of Brenda. Thank you, Brenda. And this is the class of 2026.
For me and showing up every single time. So I love you and I will miss you. But we're not done yet.